Yo, my peoples, what's up? Welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop. Jason here, and today I have a playthrough for Carnival Zombie 2nd Edition. I backed this one in 2019 or thereabouts. The publisher stuck with it, all the nonsense with COVID and shipping. Finally got it to my doorstep here in 2022, and I'm happy to bring you this solo playthrough. It is a cooperative game with 6 characters. I promise there's a 6th character over there. The game is so big it doesn't fit on the screen. I know that people feel some type of way about playing 6 characters in a game, but you'll see why all are necessary when I get into this playthrough. We are playing survivors, and we are trying to outlast the Leviathan Awakening, the dead rising here in Venice, Italy, over the course of 3 rounds. So this is in essence a tower defense game. We're going to have a couple of day phases where we get into our prep, but really the action occurs at night. We're going to get some cubes as zombies. They are going to assault our fortifications, and the idea is to gear up, help each other, and survive. This game has a bunch of scenarios, depending on what kind of game you want to play. It also has an expansion. The other side of the board has a whole different layout and things to do. I'm going to be playing the basic game over the course of the normal number of rounds, which will culminate in some kind of cinematic finale. I don't know which one I'm going to do, so stay tuned to see how my survivors escape Venice with their lives. But first, let me tell you all about the One Stop Co-op Shop. You are on the YouTube channel. Please like the video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already, and hop over to our YouTube streaming channel and do the same. We have our podcast twice per week, special topics and gaming-focused coverage. Peter, Mike, Steve, and myself, we're always happy to talk solo and cooperative gamings every week, twice a week, over on the podcast. We have our Discord. Please join our Discord. We have an awesome community. They're always talking. I'm getting notifications as we speak about different conversations that we're having. Solo, co-op, new and old favorites, new Kickstarters. We talk about everything here in the Discord, which is free to join. You can hop into our Patreon and make some contributions to help us keep the games flowing to the table. But if you don't feel like doing that, then please don't feel obligated. You can join the Discord completely free. We are the One Stop Co-op Shop, your one stop for solo and cooperative gaming goodness. So let's get going. I'd like to introduce you to our 6 cast of characters that are going to try to survive the zombie apocalypse. There are 3 other characters also available in the 2nd edition for advanced play. They have Italian names, they have art, they have lore. I'm going to go ahead and let you discover that on your own. For gameplay purposes, I'm going to refer to them by their tactical roles. We have the commander here who will be distributing extra actions to the rest of the group. We have our heavy weapons specialist who will be the receiver of a lot of those actions because they're an awesome combatant. We have the commando who is more of a support character. We have the engineer who is going to protect our rear ends and set up some barricades. We have the sniper who can complement the heavy weapons hitter with some long range hits, and no adventuring party would be complete without the medic. Each character comes with a deck of 11 cards. I am playing the game on the easiest mode because each character will start with a starting item. You see that there is a star right there. If we're playing in harder modes, they wouldn't start with that item. Reason being is I want to explore as much of the game as possible. I want to make sure I get to that exciting finale and also show you a little bit more of the items and the decks. So here are our 6 characters. I have set their turn order. I cannot change their turn order once I have set them at the beginning of the game. So damage in the game is stress. I'm going to be taking stress depending on different things that I do. I can get terrified, which is really bad. I can also get incapacitated, but that's not the end of the story in this game. It's relatively easy to take an action and bring somebody back. However, you'll see there are no actions to spare. So if you're using actions to bring back incapacitated characters, then things might not be going so well. Furthermore, the game does not want to start everyone at full. It wants to throw the entire party inside the zombie apocalypse. So what I'm about to do is I'm going to play a mini game. The mini game is called As the Story Goes. It represents the fact that all these 6 characters have already started to defend against the zombie apocalypse. They've already started to gather resources. So I'm going to play this mini game, and then I will get into the first round of the day and then the first round of the night. I'm going to have all of the rules explained, so that's going to take me a little while, but hopefully by the end of that night phase, you'll know everything you need to know to get going in a game of Carnival Zombie. All right, so let's get into the prologue minigame. Once again, what I'm about to do for the next couple of minutes is unique to this prologue. It doesn't reflect how the rest of the game works. If you want to fast forward this and get to the game proper, then look for the day phase timestamp down below. So the main enemies of the game are going to come out of this bag. Most of the bag is going to be comprised of cubes of these 4 colors, representing the hordes of zombies that I'm going to face. This zombie does a little bit more damage. This one's a little bit harder to kill. This one moves a bit faster. And this one is your general mook. So I'm going to be pulling zombies out of the bag. And for this mini game, I get to make a decision. So it says here, setup right there. So if I pull out a green cube, I will get a barricade good and a stress bad. If I pull out a barghast, I have a chance to actually avoid damage entirely. So barghasts are pretty good. If I pull out a blue cube, that's a survivor. That's really good. If I pull out a purple cube, that's really bad. I get a barricade, but I get 2 stress. Goliath are also bad to pull out. Paranoia, we will go over as the game goes on, but that's also bad to pull out. So you see, most of the results are bad, but I want enough good stuff to be able to come out of this mini game with some supplies. All right, so let's get going. The commander is going to go first. I'm going to call them captain just to distinguish them from the commando. So the captain is going to go first. I'm going to pull a cube. They're going to pull a green zombie. Those were the weenie zombies relative to the other ones. So that means that they would get a stress, but they would also be able to gather a barricade. So if you can imagine the theme, they are looking in the alleyways. They're trying to find support, but they're occasionally encountering a straggler zombie. So that wasn't so bad. I can choose to stop right now and move on to the next character. But he's like, nah, I'm going to keep on looking, see what I get. The next one is gray. That's actually not so great at all. That is just 1 stress. So I can stop right now, or I can do the third and final search, which is to pull a card from the boss deck. So these are more powerful zombies that are going to come out as the phases go on, representing you're searching around and around and you encounter something that you're not happy with. So I'm going to go ahead and pull them. So we'll be introduced with them during the main game. But for now, you're just going to consult the attack value, which is 2, and they are going to take that much stress. But because they have stuck it out and done all 3 steps, they get to either add another cube to the barricade storage area or draw an item card. I almost always choose the item cards because they're really cool. All right, Leviathan's Horn, move a foundering token to a connected location. We will get introduced to foundering tokens and items and all that kind of stuff soon. Know that this is a one-shot, so I won't be able to use this once, but I'm going to have that for my beginning, and that represents their preparation, one character's preparation before the proper game. Let's do the other 5. All right, so the heavy weapons expert is next. I tend to be a little bit more careful with them because I like them having low stress. They can do a lot of things, but we will see what is happening. They have a white. Excellent. Nothing happens. And the second draw, if I get stressed, then it would attack me. But if I don't get stressed, it won't attack me. It's fantastic. Come on. Other white, other white, other white. Let's do it. Yeah. Oh, no. I almost said yes. That is the Goliath. So the Goliath and the Barghast, I think it is, the dog zombie, are both going to attack me for 2. So I just said I want to be careful with those characters. I could do that thing again where I pull from the boss deck, but I'm going to save this person's health and then move on to the commando. All right, it is the commando's turn. Hopefully they're going to be more careful than the captain was over there. They're going to reveal vermin. Vermin are the green. Let's go ahead and give them a stress, but I also get a barricade. I like them to go ahead and dig as far as possible, so they are going to get a... Oh! That is purple. Those are called Molochs. They inflict 2 stress, but they also result in a barricade. I like where my barricades are. Do I want to risk a third pull, have even more stress? It's okay if they start in this area. It's just falling off is the really, really bad result. So the Commando's main power is that they get to pull from other people's decks. This might be one of the few opportunities they get to pull from their own deck. So let's do it. Oh, by the way, most of these zombies here have 2 as a damage value. Some of them have 1, some of them have 3. So you kind of roll on a dice there. Let's see what happens. I get a 1 plus X. X is nothing we have to worry about right now. So that is 1. We don't need no stinking barricades. We are going to pull from the deck. Pocket watch. You get +1 action during the day. Are you kidding me? I'll take it. That's fantastic. Let's go ahead and pull for the engineer now. Number 4. Ugh. I really do not like getting hit with that Moloch. Let's not risk that. The engineer is fine. Time for the sniper to go. And if this does not go horribly, then I think we're going to continue to reach into the bag for them. It does not go horribly. Here we go. Let's see if we can get another white out of this. Yes! So game specifically says I only get the stress if I get another stress-causing monster, which is not the case. They are fine. They're definitely going to pull from the boss deck. Let's see what they get. They get a monster that will deal them 2 stress. No problem. Going to go ahead and pull a Spyglass. Notice that I've been pulling a lot of items with day abilities, so I will explain all of the items that are keyed off with the day when I get to the day phase. Just know that I'm doing a little happy dance. I love the Spyglass. All right, so I've had some bad luck and good luck. The sniper was able to escape relatively unscathed. One last go with the medic. Let's see what the medic can pull out of the bag. They got the green, which is, all things considered, a pretty good outcome. Let's go ahead and pull again. No Moloch, no Moloch, no Moloch. Yes! Let's go ahead and get another barricade. And why not? Let's just load up on supplies. Let's go ahead and pull from that boss deck one more time. They ran into a, whatever that is, 1 attack. I will take it. Let's see what the next one would have been. A 2. The next one would have been a... We're just going to stick with that 1 for now. So let's go ahead and see what the medic draws. They're going to draw a one-shot item that I can use during the nighttime. So I understand not a lot of explanation there of what I got. However, know that I have my 6 starter items. I got 4 extra items. I got some stress to deal with. I am done foraging around the alleyways, getting prepared. It is now time to begin the game proper. Let's go ahead and survive the zombie apocalypse for realsies. All right, so let's get started with day phase number 1. I'm going to start with day phase, then night phase, then day, then night, then day, and then a finale. Some kind of finale, one way or the other, at night. If you're here to get a sense for the game's core action, then I encourage you to go ahead and check out the timestamp for the first night phase. That is where the invasion happens. That is where so much of the game's mechanisms come out in that tower defense. But the day phase is important too. We are going to use our powers and travel around the city and try to get ourselves set up in the best way that we can to survive the night. And here we are in Venezia. This is the map for the day phase. The group marker indicates all 6 characters as they try to travel together and find the exits. That third ticket had finales, which were these symbols, ways to get out of Venezia. You got the boat and the bridge, the dirigible here. So each finale requires a different thing. As I travel through and things happen on the board, I'll see which finale I want to do. But for now, I just want to get moving into the middle of the city. But before I do that, oh my God, there is a Leviathan under the city. This is actually the cause of all of the madness. This thing is starting to awaken. It is dead, but it is awakening anyway. It is awakening the rest of the dead. Horrible. So every round, it is going to sink a part of the city that is called foundering. Let's go ahead and do that now. A lot of the randomness from the game is going to come from the main event deck. So for this particular phase, it is going to sink one part of the city. Let's go ahead and check out what it does. You see all this randomness. We're looking for the number 12. So that's not terrible. That only means that this becomes a little bit harder to traverse. You see that there are +1s on some of the alleyways over here. So now there's an extra +1. So maybe I'm not going to do this holy bomb scenario because it's sunk, but we'll see what happens from there. The next thing we do in preparation, which is called the sunrise, is to pull a card and actually apply its effect. It's about half and half, good effects and bad. So let's go ahead and see what we get. Gray means good. Fortitude, a character recovers all their stress. How sweet it is. We are going to recover the stress of the captain. And that is it for what the game calls the sunrise phase. Now we're going to get to the day phase proper, which is going to comprise 4 actions. Let's go ahead and do 2 of those actions. Moving the group marker is an action. So all 6 of the characters are going to be transported. The reason I had to spend 2 is because there's a big fat +1 over there. So it's a little bit harder to get in that alley, but that's okay. I'm going to go 2 and end up on 6. So that will be my group movement for the day. So you don't want to move too far during the day because, as you saw, it costs a whole action. I want to take action with my character, so I have to proceed slowly and carefully. So I have 2 day actions left. 1 action allows me to activate all 6 characters. According to my handy dandy player aid, these are the basic options. I can rest, which is lower my stress by 2. I can throw up some barricades, going to be important later for the night phase. Use whatever special ability is on my card, and search, which is draw a nightmare card, which is the randomizer, and look at the result and possibly be able to draw from my deck. So just basic gearing up and making sure that we're ready for that night phase. So checking out the captain for a second, the day action is veteran. If I happen to leave a boss zombie behind during the phase, I'm able to take them out with the captain. Taking them out normally is grants you a special benefit. This is just kind of a, oh crap, I need to get to the next phase type ability. In the first phase, there are no boss zombies out there, so they're just going to do their normal thing. Now, my initial plan was to rest because they were so hurt, but I got the good event, so instead I'm going to take an action and throw down some more barricades into storage. This is the heavy weapon specialist. Their ability is to spend a stress and use one of the other day abilities of any character. Don't need to do that right now. Instead, we are going to search. Rummaging around, finding items, we have our event deck. We are going to check the randomizer, which is down here. This happens to be the symbol for an item. An item lets me draw a item from the deck. It is a gun. He has his gun. So I'll explain attacking in a second, but just to point out that the heavy weapon specialist has probably the best pure stats for attacking. And as you could see, the stats just got better. I'll show you what that means in the night phase. Here is the commando. Their ability is super awesome. So they can search anyone's deck for them, and they end up with the item. So that's really awesome, not only because it gives you flexibility, but because it is possible with this event deck to get a not so great result, an infected result, which would result in a stress and then do whatever. That's fine. However, they are able to skip that because they're a commando sneaking around. No zombies for you. The engineer is going to be pretty focused on getting barricades, so let's go ahead and use the commando to go through the engineer's deck. The engineer gets some barbed wire, another ability to use in the night phase, a one-shot use. I can't wait to play all these items at night. The engineer is going to barricade. They're kind of typecast because they have the enhanced barricade action. They put 4 in the storage rather than 3. The storage is limited. As barricades get eliminated by zombies, they're going to just get destroyed and removed from the game. So it's not quite as boring towards the later game. They'll be doing stuff, but for now, go ahead and get those boxes, sir. Aye, aye. Here is our sniper. They have a super cool day ability. They all have super cool day abilities, but I like this one for its tactics. They can go exploring, which is thematically trying to make the ground more advantageous to the heroes during the night phase. They happen to pull the Spyglass, which is an awesome card. When using a day ability, in addition to removing one obstacle, you can remove one obstacle or add 1 fortification. Let me go show you what that means. As you can see, I landed on space 6, and I'm not really sure if the camera's picking it up too well, but take my word for it, there are 2 black dots and 2 yellow dots right there. What that means is when I set up for the night phase, I would add 2 dots that are obstacles that help the zombies, and 2 dots that are good things, fortifications that help us. What that action allows me to do is to wipe out both of these obstacles. So you're going to have to wait till next turn to see some more obstacles because the sniper is on the case. I am only getting fortifications. Thank you, Spyglass. Just for illustration purposes, obstacles are tokens like this. They're going to go around the ring and affect the bosses. Fortifications actually go inside the ring. They help me. So nothing for you outside, zombies. Suck it. Last but not least, closest to my heart is the medic. The medic, they do an improved rest. So instead of healing 2 on a rest action, they can heal anybody for 3. And that is going to be my commando. And that is a full round of actions. I get 1 more full round, more prep. All right, so we have 1 more set of character actions before we initiate the night phase. So let's just go a little bit more quickly. Now that you've seen basically everything that can be done during the day phase. So the captain is going to get 3 more barricades, and the weapons expert is going to rest and heal 2. It is the commando's turn. They are going to search the heavy weapons deck, and they get a survivor. So a survivor, these cubes are cool. What happens is these go in the bag. Once I draw them, they're obviously not infected. I get a chance to save them. And if I save them, they help me. You'll see how that goes. But there aren't that many survivors in the bag. There's only about 3 or 4. So amongst about 70 or 80 infected, I'm going to value every survivor that I get. So because they have the pocket watch and extra action, I'm going to go ahead and pull again. So this is an infected action. Normally, if I was pulling for myself, I would get a stress and then able to decide either a survivor or an item. But I am the commando. I'm sneaking around. Get out of here. Let's go ahead and pull a card for the weapons expert. Chainsaw! Yes! I love this game. Melee and range weapons. Oh, you know I'm going to show you all that when the time comes. Time to go with the engineer. Do you know what they're doing? More barricades. There's actually only 4 barricades left in the supply. As I said, removed barricades are going to go into the game box. There are limited ways to get cubes back from the game box, so we're going to check that out. So you're almost done with your job. The sniper is going to use their spyglass action again. So these are special upgrades that I can put into the center. So far, because of the terrain off the map, I have 2 of them. Now I have access to all 4. I'll be distributing all 4 randomly, and I'll let you know exactly what all these wonderful little tiles do during the night phase. And for the last action, let's not forget the healer. They're going to heal themselves to full, the most efficient heal. That is all for the first day phase. On to the night. Let's go ahead and take care of some sunset rituals. All right, so I have set up my fortifications. I am ready to begin the night phase. So I've cleared out the minis, and I put down randomly, using the randomizer off of the nightmare cards, fortifications. I will explain all these powers. These are all really cool powers as they come up. So we are going to put our heroes into the middle of the fortifications. I've also laid out barricades. I happen to have a lot of barricades, and I fortified this area more because I want to be able to keep this clear. At the end of the 3rd round of the night phase, I'm going to move out, and that determines where I'm going to go. I will get extra damage if I walk through infected and walk west on the day phase map, so I want to fortify this and keep that clear. So that's why I laid it out the way I did. The last sunset ritual is laying out the bosses. That's the symbol over there. Easy, normal, and hard. Let's go ahead and check out 2 of these bad boys. All right, so we have 2 boss zombies to deal with. We have the tenor, la, 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 and the gondolier, who has their own song. Who knows what their song sounds like? So let's go ahead and pull some randomness for them. So we check that quadrant part, E1, for the tenor, which is right there, and S2, so that is right there, for the gondolier. They actually appear in this final ring out there. We are now done with the sunset phase. We are now on to the 4 rounds of the night phase. You will notice that there are these symbols along the sides. These correspond to the character items. What that means is I can use items that have the cross on them, that have to have the knight and the cross. I can trigger them at any time during the fight. I'm going to hold that off. That belongs to the sniper. Any card like this one, which has the moon, I have to choose to use it before anything else happens. And that's what I'm going to do for this opening round. This is a cool item. Barbed wire. Going to be some zombies. They think they're going to enter my barricades. I got another thing coming for them. It is time for the night phase proper, and oh my goodness, I have all of these zombies that came out, and they will stage their attack from the outer ring. I also got a paranoia cube, and it is in the quadrant with the healer. I'm going to go ahead and put the paranoia on the healer. I'll show you what that does in just a second. The next thing that happens is they move. Woof, woof. We have the dogs. They move at a 2. Everybody else moves at a 1. Woof, woof. Yeah, buddy. And, oh, I forgot to mention, here is a survivor. If I can last the entire round with the survivor having no infected in their lane, then I actually claim the survivor. They can help me later. Not now, though. See what happens. Woof, woof. There you go. And we have achieved movement. For everybody else, now it is time for the big bosses to move. So the tenor is going to mosey on up at a 1. If they make it to the inner ring, they're going to law and blow away all my barricades. Let's not let that happen. The gondolier is going to move, and they are going to pull the trick of destroying one of my barricades, kind of calling them up from the sewers below as they are the gondolier, and they are going to call up another infected. Now, normally they would just be in my grill over there near my inner circle, but I put up some barbed wire around my fortifications. I'm going to go ahead and put the infected there. The next 4 enemies that enter my fortifications are going to be put on this card and then discarded. So a nice way to give me a buffer. All right, time for glorious zombie murder. So we go ahead in player order. We are going to go with the captain first. Captain has 3 tokens to hand out to any quadrant, and anybody in that quadrant can take advantage. And he's going to be distributing these 1 per hour in the night phase. So this right here is an extra shot. You know we're going to start with that right in the same area as the heavy weapons expert. That is not an action. That's just a bonus that he gets. The captain's weapon is ordinarily not very powerful, this Remington rifle over there. However, they have that symbol, which means exploding. Any hit is going to clear any zombie, so it's just a question of positioning and taking out as many as I can. So here is the captain. They are on this fortification space, which is the tower. They can shoot over here, but the tower lets them shoot into these 2 lanes as well, so they have increased coverage. So they are going to use that increased coverage to shoot their exploding shot and kill 2 doggies. And here, ladies and gentlemen, is the most infamous part of the game, which is the dexterity part. When you kill something, here is the kill zone. You have to take whatever you killed and drop them onto the area in such a way that they don't fall down. You have to make sure that you are not touching any of the cubes or the cardboard. You can be as low as possible as long as you're not touching. Anything that spills over will be reintroduced into the board. So I'm really bad at this, but I'm going to do the best I can, people, because I love you all. And I should have done this before I went with the captain, but it doesn't really matter. This item allows the heavy weapons expert to take a fire action. So we're going to go ahead and discard that one. They're going to take a fire action with their improved M60. Let's go ahead and cover that. A fire action allows me to do 4 hits within 3 range. I can distribute those 4 hits how I see fit. I do not like the look of that tenor. I like my barricades. So I'm going to go blam, 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 blam. They have now taken 4 out of 6 possible damage. And now they get to go. How fantastic is that? So they're going to do the same thing. They are going to go 4 shots, blam, 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 bam. We're going to go 2 and eliminate that one over there. And then we are going to take out 1 vermin and 1 Moloch because they're so powerful. Remember, they're in the tower, so they can go a little bit further than they ordinarily would. Let's go ahead and place that as carefully as I can. Oh. When I took out that boss, I now have hardened my party and I get my option. So I can either remove a paranoia cube and heal 2. So I'm going to go ahead and heal 2 on this character. You see how useful stress is because you let you take extra actions. Or I could have a character draw an item card. I'm just going to stick with the healing for now. So now this is why I love stress so much, or at least having a lot of it, because I can spend it and take another fire action. Of course, with the heavy weapons expert, they are going to take 4 shots, blam, blam, blam. They have 3 hit points. So they are going to be eliminated, and we are going to eliminate this as well for even more heartening action. And let's see what happens. The heavy weapons expert is just so impactful with their actions because they get so many shots. Going with the other characters can be a little bit awkward, but we're going to do the best that we can. So it is now the commando's turn. They are more of a surgical striker. So they're going to take their one action. They're going to destroy a Moloch right there. And then they are going to go ahead and move as their free action. That is their knight ability, is to move. They are going to take a stress and they're going to take out another Moloch. I should have mentioned that their range is 2. So we are going to take out 2 Molochs. I killed them one at a time, so we're going to drop them in one at a time. So as you can see, I'm filling up nice and quickly. It is the engineer's turn. They have a blast attack, so they're going to go ahead and blast these 2 into oblivion. Let's see if I could tuck these in right there. Oh, see, I just knocked one out. So despite the heroics, a vermin comes back into the field because they are the ones that character activation is the ones that where things dropped off. So that is how the hordes keep on coming. That dexterity aspect. And oh no, what have I done? The sniper is going to go. At this point, I apologize that I'm not Colin because they're not nice and painted. So I'm just going to try to hold them up so you can see where they are. They attack at 3 range, and they're the only basic character whose base attack does 2 damage, which is exactly what you need to take out the Goliath. The Goliath is a big dumb brute. They have 2 hit points. They need that special shot to be taken out, and that's exactly what the sniper has done. The last character activation is the healer. They have the weakest weapon of all, 1 range, 1 hit, but they at least can take out 1 little doggy. I don't mind if the doggies come back. As long as those purples don't come back, I should be okay. Paranoia means that they cannot use stress in order to take extra actions. The medic's ability, after they take actions, they can remove a paranoia from a character in their little refuge. So they're going to go ahead and do that. I am now paranoia free. Unfortunately, the paranoia does not get removed from the game. It will go back in the bag at the end of the night phase. The last thing that happens in the round is that every character in the ring 1, or if there are characters in barricades, they would attack. So we have 4 doggies, and they are going to eliminate barricades instead of damaging anyone. So once they start to penetrate, they're going to start causing stress to my inner characters, but we're going to prevent that as long as possible. Right, barricades? Right. Although, you guys are getting removed to the box. On to hour 2. All right, so round 2. No new bosses, just a whole new round of zombies. I distributed, once again, 3 to each of the outer rings. Wanted to point something out. Maybe somebody was screaming at the screen. They are standing on the altar. This is a special tile. Anything I kill here does not go on the drop area. It goes directly in the bag. So that was a white and a gray that I removed from the bag. So I'm going to go ahead and put that back there. Let's go ahead and do some movement. They don't move because they have the barricade in their way, but these all move. Oh my God. We are going to get that in there. The doggy is going to go that way. More doggies right there. Oh, that's a big crowd. So we got that. And we just, it is a lot to get through. I won't do that every single time. Just want to demonstrate movement. I also got a paranoia cube on the commando. So while this is there, they cannot use a stress to take an extra action. But the captain the first thing they're going to do is they're going to play their second order token. They are going to play it in the commando space to heal 1 and remove that paranoia cube. Excellent. So now here's the good news. The captain has exploding in their weapon. So they are going to get 3, boom, and another 3, boom. 6 are eliminated. That's the good news. So that is all awesome and great until we get to the drop them on the pile aspect. I believe I have to drop all 4 of them at once. These Molochs need to stay on here. They pushed off a doggy, which is fine by me. So let's see if I can drop these other ones without too much harm. Ugh. 3 doggies come back. I'm actually not too worried about the doggies. Commando goes, they're right there. They're going to take out these 2 doggies with 1 shot. They have 2 hits at 2 range, and they're going to take out these 2 vermin with 2 shots by taking a stress. And this time they're going to go in the bag because they're standing on the altar. This is the engineer's turn. If you're happy to be wondering what this tile does, this is the alley. If there were no boxes and if there were enemies in the boxes they could attack, they cannot attack characters from this area. So this would actually be a good scenario for the character. They would not be an attack because they're hiding in the alley. But I have these boxes out, so we're just going to go hide behind those. Well, maybe that'll come in handy a little bit later. For now, we're going to use our blast and go blast! Get out of here, Molochs! Totally not happy with this part of the game, but can't hate the player, gotta hate the game, and I got one Barghast that is coming back out. Not Barghast, Vermin. The sniper is going to take out a Moloch, no stress. There we go. And the medic is going to take out a Barghast, no stress. Take my word for it, nothing dropped off the tumbling area that time. So everything is clear, my boxes are safe for now. I have one more full night hour round. All right, so we are now at round 3, hour 3 of the darkness. I have put on all of these zombies and moved them closer towards the center. I now have 2 survivors out there. Survivors are really useful. They basically are like meat shields. They protect me against especially boss attacks. So they're nice to have, but I need to end the night with the entire lane clear. Don't know if I'm going to get to either of them. Maybe you. We'll see. First up is the Capitan. They are going to use their extra action to move, and they are going to move the heavy weapons expert 1 tile right there for their action. And they're going to take another action by taking stress. They're going to go ahead and eliminate these and then these to clear out this space nice and good. Bam. I just accidentally dropped those on the board so you know where these are going to go. However, because it's the last round, even if they return to the board, they're going to return to the board on this area and it's not going to affect play. So I'm not going to be worried too much about what happens. Hey, look at that. I actually didn't drop any. Let's put some over here. Yes! Heavy weapons expert goes. A little bit of a retcon. They had done their free move down here, and they are going to protect some boxes. So they get 4 shots. 1, 2, 3, 4 for their 4 shots. And they also get 1, 2, 3, 4 for their stress. So let's see if we can rescue that survivor. All right, let's see what happens right there. Oh my gosh, that was pretty nice. I didn't touch those at all, did I? And let's go ahead and put those right there. Fantastic. I feel like the higher it gets, the more stable it is. Is that how it works? All right, now let's get involved with some zombie murder over there. The engineers, or the commando, sorry. The commando's right there. They're going to go. They're going to take a stress. They're going to go boom, boom with their 2 shots. And then boom, boom with their 2 shots over there. They are in the altar, so it goes into the bag. Fantastic. The engineer is going to go, and they have their blast, and they're going to blast away these 4 zombies right there. This is going to be bad, isn't it? Oh, boy. But they go all the way to the back of the line. That's not too bad. I forgot to specify this on camera, but I definitely meant to do this. These are explosive bullets. They are her starter item for the sniper. For an hour, all your shots are explosive. Ho, you know I was going to do that because I'm going to escape this way. We are going to go 1, stress, boom. These are Goliaths, but her shots are 2 each. So she just took out this entire lane with 2 shots, and she's in the altar. They do not go on the stupid pile. They go in the bag. Ugh. And finally, the medic has this 1 shot. They are going to go right there. They are going to heal 1 person because every time they take an action, they heal somebody. And we get a survivor, which we put into the storage area. Now it's time for the last action of the turn, which is Dawn. As I intimated before, I intend to go that way with my group pawn, so that is the direction in which I must run during the Dawn action. Now, I would have to roll assault actions for all of the zombies that are here, kind of representing me cutting and slashing and getting the melee and everything. That would have been a really nice time for this chainsaw right there. That is a definite melee attack. However, I did a really good job cleaning these out, so I'm able to get my final push and end the night phase. And, oh yeah, I lost 2 barricades. Sorry about that. And that will do it for 1 full round, day and night of Carnival Zombie. So you clean up everything. You take all the infected, you put it back in the bag. You get your storage. This goes back in the bag as well, unfortunately, as well as this paranoia, but at least I get the one survivor. The barbed wire didn't come in too handy, but it was nice to have just as a backup in case things went hairy. So I take all of these barricades and I put them back into storage. I'm able to reuse them. So they're going to be pretty hale and hearty for next time. I have a feeling those are going to go down a lot more in the next evening. Like I said, all these and that goes back in the bag. We go ahead and reset things to the sunrise phase, and we are ready for day 2. Let's do some of the sunrise rituals. The first thing that happens is that the Leviathan is starting to wake. The city is starting to founder. Let's see where the token ends up, number 6. And that's me. Oh, goodness gracious. That is possible. You can get a foundering token. What that means is that when I am leaving the space, it would cost me an extra action. And that, I only get 4 actions, so having that cost me is really, really painful. So let's go ahead and use this item from the captain. It is a day phase. It is a one-shot. Move the foundering token to a connected location. Get thee to the starter area. No, thank you. Next thing I do is pull an event. Ooh, this is a bad event this time. Dampness damage. A character discards an item card of their choice. So let's go ahead and get rid of the Medic's Experimental Serum. The character recovers all his stress during his night. The character cannot get stressed to perform a second action. So during the whole night? This is when I have to play at the beginning of the round. I could see wanting to heal a character of all their stress, but there's everything. Every item is good. That's the thing. I mean, the game does a really good job of not making too many waste items. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. So let's go ahead and do the day action. Let's go 1, 2. No +1s. Let's take advantage of that. Don't want to end here because there are no fortifications. It's all obstacles. No, thank you. So it's worth the extra activation to go to space 10. I have 2 obstacles and 1 fortification that I'll be pulling so far. And it leaves my party with 2 full rounds of actions to do. All right, let's buzz through these actions pretty quickly. The captain is going to search. And they're going to get a survivor. So a survivor goes into the bag. The heavy weapon specialist is going to heal their stress. So now they are at full to get those awesome repeated attacks that they were getting last turn. The commando, who is all the way up there on the screen, the green, they're going to use their gift action to pull from somebody else's deck. So they're going to pull. That is an item. That works. And the sniper is going to get golden sequin. Cancel the entrance of a boss after it has been drawn. That's definitely getting used this round because in the third and final finale, I think I'm going to do the boat escape and there are no bosses in that one. Hopefully I make it and I can make the second round a little bit easier with that card. The engineer is going to add more barricades. I only have 1 barricade left in the supply. The sniper is going to do their exploration power. They are going to add a fortification to the main area, which will make 2 and also remove an obstacle. So right now I have 2 fortifications and 1 obstacle. So I think I'll leave that obstacle there just so y'all see a little bit more of the game. So that is the sniper. And the healer is going to heal the captain for 3. Last actions of the round, the captain is going to search again. They're going to get an item this time, pulling from their deck and getting Blessed Bullets +1 range. That's nice. For an exploding power, that is going to come in really, really handy. Great. The heavy weapons expert is going to go, and they're going to pull from the item deck. They will get the infected. So this phase represents they are noodling around the Venice looking for supplies. They run into a infected, and so that's going to cost them 1 stress. However, they can choose to put a survivor in the bag or draw an item. They're going to draw an item. Yeah, rocket launcher. That is 2 hits, 5 damage each, aka boss killer. So I have a couple of ways to deal with bosses for the second go around. I love it. For the commando, they're going to use their pocket watch to use their extra action. So they are going to do their gift action twice. 1 for the engineer and 1 for the healer, spreading the love on the items. So we have a survivor. Well, that's too bad. An engineer was looking forward to something. Instead, the survivor goes into the bag. And another survivor. Okay, that's actually not the worst outcome in the world. More survivors means less infected. The sniper is going to pull. They're going to get infected. That's okay. They have a couple of stress hanging out there, but they are going to pull an item. Ouroboros. All newly drawn paranoia cubes are placed in this card with no effect. Ooh. Discard this card at any time to add a fire action. A number of shots equal to the number of cubes on it. So I could spend the night phase gathering a couple of paranoia cubes and then boom, just fire off. That sounds like it's going to get played right now. Let's just go ahead and play that. And the medic is going to pull an item. I'll take that. And they are going to get crafting tools. The character's day ability becomes remove a total of 3 stress from 3 characters. Yeah! Who knows how this battle is going to go? I may need that one for the day phase next round. So now we are in the sunset phase. I have set up all the terrain. That was all randomly picked and distributed. The fortifications that I got are my precious altar, but not facing the right way. What are you going to do about that? And also this thing, which I didn't use last time, you could sacrifice a barricade to turn any attack into a blast attack. Didn't need it last time. I may use this time. And I also have a obstacle. This particular obstacle goes in ring 2, as indicated right there. And they are going to spawn 1 extra infected per round. So now I'm going to pull some bosses. I got this one, which turned the movement of all infected to 2. They don't move, but all infected are 2. No, thank you. The sniper has scoped out a way, and I guess that's a distraction. Cancel the entrance of a boss after it has been drawn. Thank you, sniper. So now we are left with just 2. The Spiler has 5 hit points. They're not going to move. Their special power is that if any of the current infected deals stress damage to me explicitly, so the barricades are gone, not talking about the pile of corpses, direct damage from the infected, then they summon an extra infected. That's not the worst thing in the world. I think I could hold off on that for now. The Joker is far more annoying. They are pretty weak, but any attack at them has a chance to miss if I pull the wrong thing from the randomizer deck. All right, so that is the story. Bosses are out, distributed randomly. All the infected are out, including the Moloch that jumped out of the manhole over here. The bosses were distributed according to random card pull, as were everything on the inside. We are ready to begin. First thing that happens is the captain is going to go and they're going to distribute their fire action. Could do it in any of the refuges, and I'm actually going to do it for the sniper. Sniper's looking at some healthy hit pointed things up there, so going to give her some support. She gets 1 shot that is worth 2 health, and they are going to take out this Goliath and put it on the pile of corpses. I promise I didn't mess up the first drop on the pile. So it is fortuitous that the captain pick up this range weapon. So now with their blast, they can target this area. So they're going to use 1 action and eliminate the vermin and deal 1 damage to the Goliath. I have to deal the 2nd damage with the same character in the same action. So I have to use the stress and take out this Goliath if I want to do so. And because the infected are, or because the killing happened on the altar, these all go in the bag. Fabulous. That sets things up for the heavy weapons expert, and they are going to go for broke. So very rare that I'm able to get a clear shot at this thing in the back. They're just kind of hanging out, chilling. No longer. Boom! They have 5 hit points. They are donezo. Get out of here. Love that. That is so picturesque. And because they have a 2nd shot, 1 Moloch, once again in the bag because they're on the altar. Killing a boss allows me to pick a card for any character. It will be the engineer because they had spent their day phase resting. Yes! Handmade flamethrower, yes! 1 range, but 2 hits and exploding. I'll take it. A bit less exciting, but no less impactful. The commando has 2 zombies in front of them, and they're just going to take them out. There is no fancy altar here. So let's just go ahead and put that right there. So the engineer got that fancy weapon, but nothing is in range 1. I don't feel like moving. So they're going to use their Knight Barricade action to pull the last barricade and get that going right there. That sets me up for the sniper. Let's see if I can take out that Joker. So the Joker has 3 hit points. Her hits do 2, and there's nothing in the first row to get in the way, although it is a sniper. The sniper is the only character that can shoot over infected. So card the first. That is an item. That is a hit. Stress. Card the second. Boo. Ended up using the stress for nothing, but I will take the 2 damage. The healer is looking at all that fireworks and going, what about me? They don't have much to do at all. They're just going to take out the one little dinky Barghast. Let's go ahead and try to distribute this carefully. Yes. So one lousy attack from one Barghast. They're going to take out a wooden block that's removed from the game. That is the first round onto our 2. All right, so hour 2, I have moved everything. I got one other survivor. They have a chance because I'm going that way. We see a lot more things. Ended up coming into the ring 1. Now I have my work cut out for me. Captain is going to throw down their healing token, and they're going to heal the sniper 1. And I love increased range. Let's go ahead and shoot, stress, shoot, kablamo. There's the altar. There we go. The heavy weapon specialist is going to move for 1, and then they are going to take a stress, and they are going to go 1-2 because of that Goliath. We don't like you. 3, 4. Bye-bye. Part of the reason I like hitting Goliath is because it makes this pile of corpses thing just a bit easier. Ugh, that was horrible. The commando is right here, and they're going to use this power. They're going to destroy a barricade and turn this hit into an explosion. So remove that barricade from the game and destroy these 4. And they have 2 hits, so they have to use a second hit to take out this Goliath. Straight up, I am looking at stress right now, aren't I? Yes! We're going to go ahead, take a stress with the engineer. Sorry about this wrong placement of the Barghast. They were supposed to be here, so that sounds scary. So let's go ahead and destroy another barricade to take these out. I'm going to have to use both of my shots once again to beat that Goliath. Try to distribute my stuff evenly over here. Nice. It is time for the engineer, and they're going to go buck wild. Flamethrower! I got 2 hits. And this first hit is going to be right there. Get out of here. Whoosh. And the second hit is going to go right there. Whoosh. And if the Joker is going to get caught in the conflagration, let's see if they avoid it. No, they do not. Yeah, no. There's a new me, a new Joker, which is the engineer. Yes. It would be really fitting if I just got a whole bunch of stress right now, wouldn't it? Oh, nice. There we go. I promise I didn't touch any of the cubes. Let's go ahead and do that second cluster. Okay, so 1 stress, and then that's Barghast comes back. I defeated a boss, so we're going to go ahead and draw a card. This time I've chosen the Sniper. Precision Monocular. Put back in the abyss all the infected that you eliminated with a fire action. I'll take it. Get out of here, pile of corpses. Y'all may be entertained, but that is certainly not entertaining for yours truly. So the sniper sees that this is covered because of my mad bomber. They're going to go ahead and move over here. They're going to gain a stress, and they're going to take out this Moloch. Always enjoy taking out Moloch when I can. All right, so we are going to move the sniper over here. Looks like my mad bomber now is going to take care of that whole scenario. I'm happy with that. They are going to take out this Moloch. Happy to take out Molochs when I can. Compared to all that, the medic is just, I don't know what the medic wants to do with themselves. They're just going to take out this vermin. Put that on the pile of corpses over there. And they are going to heal the heavy weapons expert 1. So you did something. I'm proud of you. This one Barghast is going to take out my last barricade over there. I still think I'm doing okay. So it's such an unfortunate thing because I need these for any finale. So whatever I lose, I'm not going to get back unless I pull a special item. So I'm going to be digging for that special item in someone's deck, but we'll get to that when we get to it. On to round 3. Top of the hour 3. The captain's gonna use their last action, which it's the first time I get to use this. This is the assault action, which is the melee attack. And we have one combatant that entered the melee circle. That's too bad. Ow! If there were 3 in the ring, I would have been able to attack 3 times, but I only have the 1. I'm fine with that. Get out of here. See if I can get it over on the side. Oh, nice. Boom! Get away from my boxes. I have to use the extra stress because I have very few barricades left, and I'm going to take out that Goliath. I think I can get stress back easier than I can get back barricades. The Goliath is feeling no stress. They're feeling good. They're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 with their 4 shots. Take out 4 infected. Let's see how I do. Ugh. So that's 1 stress, and they return to the field of battle. Good news, I keep on getting piles of zombies that appear here, and that's the good for the canister. Bad news, I have to destroy barricades to take care of them. Don't like that at all. Let's see what I do. Wow! Heck yeah! The Mad Bomber stress machine is going to stress me out. Get out of here! Infected! At this point, I'm going to use the hydrochloric acid from the heavy weapons expert. I have saved this for a time where there is a big mess over there. Put all infected from the pile of corpses back in the abyss. Starter item, but super powerful. Heck yeah. That's much better. If I fail now, I deserve my fate. No failure. The sniper goes, she gets her 1 shot. However, she's able to cash in, because this is the last full combat round, her Ouroboros, and use the paranoia that was obtained during the round, which is 2, to add that many hits. So she is attacking at 2 damage. Instead of her 1 hit, she's going to hit 3. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3. Bye-bye. No fail, no fail, no fail, no fail. There we go, no fail. And the medic is going to shoot and take 1 stress to take out this last vermin that is on ring 1. And because they are with the heavy weapons expert, going to heal the heavy weapons expert 1 stress. I'm not thrilled with this, but I will take it. I'm alive. And it is much better than it would have been had I not used that item. The last step is the dawn step. Once again, I am going west. I have 1 lonely infected left, and they are going to get chainsawed again. Get out of here. I cleared out this survivor, so I get them to add them to my pile, which is going to be very key when I do the next step. I have cleared out everything. I only have a few more barricades left, and I'm pretty stressed out. Not as stressed out as I could be, but it's not looking all that great. But I am headed to that final round. All right, last phase of the game, or last day phase right now. And I'm right next to the boat deck, so I'm going to try to make it there. I don't think the deck can sink that, so I'm not sure if there's anything to stop me from going there, but let's go ahead and give it a try. First of all, the foundering happens in 1. So 1 is all the way over here. Don't have to worry about that. And the event phase, Chaser, draw a +1 boss tower during the next boss entrance step of the sunset rituals. The scenario specifically says that you skip the sunset ritual, so there is no effect. Group action the first. Let's go ahead and go to B. Now, what I have to do first is I have to use my group actions to search the deck for the boat. If I get an item card result, then I would successfully find the boat, and I just got to keep on pulling until I find the boat. So let's go ahead and pull for the captain. Captain gets infected. Oh no, they're almost terrified. That's not great. But they do get to either get a survivor or pull from their item deck. Let's pull from the item deck. We got Mistra. Character of your choice recovers 3 stress. Oh, instant. Right now. Whew. Next up is the weapons expert. They get a survivor. So a cube still goes in the bag, but the boat was specifically not found. The commando goes, no! I have 3 survivors left, so we're just going to go ahead and put those in the bag. They will benefit me, I think, if I'm reading the boat rules correctly, having those in the bag. We'll see. The Mad Bomber, aka Engineer, is going to pull another Survivor. This is getting a little bit old. Colombiana is going to pull, and finally, they get the item, and they have found the boat. We are ready to initiate the boat finale as soon as I'm done with the day phase. The item that Colombiana pulls, Crystal Ball. You may discard a Nightmare card just drawn. Womp womp. Most of these cards are not going to be useful anymore anyway, so I'm going to do too much more searching. And if you remember, I got this sweet item that allows me to heal 3 characters for 3. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. All right, so I went through all the cards. There are literally no other cards that could help me in their decks. This next and last phase is its own unique minigame with its own unique adventures. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the rest of our actions to rest up and get everybody to full. I can't even get more barricades because I already used them. This is what I got for the rest of the game. Let us go ahead and try to escape via boat. All right, so here is the layout for the boat escape. I have my 6 characters laid out with 6 rolls. I have 2 characters up top. The former pile of corpses is now a little boat with 13 barricades, which is what I ended the second round with. And my other 4 characters have rolls. It does not matter what the characters are, what their specializations are, what the cards are. You set all that aside, and we're playing a survival minigame. If you remember, all the Nightmare cards had directions on them, north, south, east, west. What I need to do is I need to slowly uncover the cards using the actions that are provided and find a path, like a bunch of north, a bunch of east, south, west. There have been some cards removed, so I don't know. I might get 2 north and I can't find the rest of the northern cards because they're not there, so I have to just survive. All along the way, after I take actions, more zombies are going to come from the bag and assault me, so I just have to outlast them before the end of the game. So the first action is the Crow's Nest. Look, I have the medic on the Crow's Nest. They are going to spend an action to turn over a card. They are going west, which happens to be exactly right. That is very, very lucky for me. So I'm going to take a stress in order to uncover the next one. Why not? That is east. So I wouldn't be able to pilot the boat onto this card, but this is a very auspicious start. The next character is the Commando, which is the map area. What they can do is they can trade cards. So they're going to go ahead and trade 1 card for another. And if I need it, I will create the pathway east. So that's nice. So now I have the helmsman, which of course I had to make the captain. That makes a whole lot of sense. So let's go ahead and pilot this ship this way. Let's go ahead and go that way to go east. And then they can spend a stress, which is what they're going to do, to fly blind here. If it is east, they're able to move onto it. If it is not, then I just get a free reveal of a card, which is okay. North, that's okay. I'm going to have to spend some time looking at more cards, but I've stayed there. Characters on the bridge are there to take out the infected. I'm going to get an infected entrance round, but in this first round, there's nobody in there. It's just survivors. So they're not going to have too much to do this round. Now I get to pull cubes from the bag, which represents the infected assaulting my boat. So the formula is that I would pull 10 cubes one by one. And I would add if I was on a card with some infected on it, which I'm not currently, and subtract based on how well I did in various aspects of the game. Having 2 survivors means I subtract -2, and I also subtract -2 for 2 characters in the bridge. So I draw 6, one at a time. First draw is a Vermin. One of the people on the bridge gets +1 stress, which is going to be the heavy weapons expert. And then they go back in the abyss. We just keep on going. Survive. Another Vermin, another stress. Those are actually the easiest ones to deal with. So I'll take Vermin all day. Why not? Although I am tempting that because there is no healing in this scenario. I hope that I don't lose my bridge people by... oh my god, no! That is so bad, but I did get a Goliath for the last one. The last one, the Goliath destroys the barricade. It specifically says that you put the barricades in the storage area, and also the Goliath goes on a storage area. So they are going to affect the number of cubes I pull unless I take care of them with my bridge characters next round. And then finally, I have my pumped character. They have seen everything that's happening, and they are going to take this barricade and put that back. All right, we're ready for round 2. We have the crow's nest person, and they are going to reveal a card, which is a question mark. Very nice. So that is player's choice right there. I will take that, and then they're going to spend a stress and do that again, and that is going to be north. Okay. I will absolutely take advantage of that because the map maker is able to trade this card up here and create a escape avenue through the north. And so the helmsmen, they are going to go back to the refuge and up to this path by spending a stress. So the way you win this scenario is if the helmsman begins an action by being on this space. So how that works is I would have to spend the next action getting over here, which I'm going to arrange, and then have another one of those rounds. And then begin that third action on that space. That will get me the win. So I just have to survive 2 more rounds of pulls from the bag. So I have this Goliath that will result in 1+1 cube pull, but I have characters on the bridge. They're going to go, get out of here. Going to continue to spend stress from the characters on the bridge and get rid of that Goliath. I now draw 6 cubes again. So the first cube is a Barghast. They actually bypassed everybody in the bridge and they go into the deeper hull. So one of the other characters is going to lose stress. That's going to be the engineer. Number 2, another one. Okay, so they managed to get up to the map area and they're going to hurt the commando. What else do I got? Ugh, okay. No! My bridge characters, they're so stressed out. No. Uh-oh, okay, so here's the dangerous one over there. So they actually wipe out 2 barricades and put those back. More stress for the characters on the bridge. And we have the Moloch who destroys 2 more barricades. But the engineers on the case, they're going to go ahead and put 2 barricades back. That should be sufficient for the rest of the game. All right, so basically coming up on the end of the game. So we have the map maker is going to go ahead and reveal this. That is a south. So that's not going to do us any good. But what we are going to do is we are going to go with the map maker. They're going to do a trade like that for 1. And then they're going to acquire 1 stress to switch these 2. Reason being, I do not want to end my turn with a infected right there. I can end it on a survivor. So let's go ahead and get 1 more stress for the captain to go 1, 2, so that at the beginning of their next phase, then the escape will happen. But I do have to resist 1 more wave of characters. All right, let's do it. A Goliath will destroy a barricade and go into the storage. A Barghast has gotten loose and they're going to get the engineer. Yeah. Now they're terrorized. That's no good. Boom. 2 barricades more are down. More terror for the bridge and 2 more barricades down on the boat. The engineer will use their pumps action to put 2 barricades back, but you could see that if I had lingered too long in this area and hadn't gotten so many north cards early, this could have gone much, much worse. So then the crow's nest action is being taken, the helm action, all that stuff is happening. Before I take a helm action, I check to see if I'm in ring 3. I am. I have officially escaped Venice, and I have won a game of Carnival Zombie on the easy mode. I have to point that out because you can amp up this difficulty. It's actually quite a difficult game if you go add some of the things that the game has for you. Once again, different scenarios. There's an ongoing scenario scenario, kind of a mega scenario that's very craftable to your experience. The second edition has an expansion with more characters and more scenarios. So much to discover here in Carnival Zombie. I've only just begun to open what this package offers. I sincerely hope that what I have showed gives you a great idea of what you have in store. I sincerely hope I caught most of the rules errors. This game is a kind of a bear to learn. I have to admit, it really was so much little things to keep in mind. I'm checking the rule book again and again, the FAQs. I tried to note every rules error as I caught it, but I'm sure that there are some things that I missed. I'm sure someone's going to come into the comments and say, oh, you missed this, this big thing and you just ruined the game experience. Don't do that, by the way. If you're going to do rules corrections, be nice, be pleasant. Tell me that you appreciate this free video that I have taken so much time to make for you. So I welcome rules corrections, but once again, be nice. I sincerely appreciate those who are. Anyway, having said all that, it really was my pleasure to bring you Carnival Zombie 2nd Edition. This is Jason from the One Stop Co-op Shop. I will see you at the next stop.